YouTube, what's going on? This is Pat with Pat's Tech Talk. We are back. We made a little bit of a change, if you haven't noticed. We'll go over that in a little bit, but today we're going to be going over how to make a scene with a webcam and the little, templates and how to get your audio right with your getting it working through your scene. I know we've been over audio before, but that's what we're going to go over today. So this is going to be mainly a Streamlabs and an OBS setup, but again, they're all very similar, so you should be able to utilize one and know how to use them all. So without further ado, this is how you make a scene in OBS. All right, well, so making a scene in OBS or SLOBS, which is Streamlabs OBS, it's very simple and it's kind of self-intuitive. So as long as you know your way roughly around your computer, know what your computer parts are called, it helps a lot knowing that, because sometimes your default items and your things in Windows can sometimes be a little hazy. A lot of things are labeled, USB mic or USB camera or HD webcam. You just want to make sure, especially if you're using like a laptop or something with an integrated webcam, you want to make sure you're choosing the right ones. That's kind of trial by error. You just got to figure it out. But if you do go into your system and set what you want, so your mic and your webcam as your defaults for Windows, that tends to help a little bit. Your desktop audio, things that are default to what you want them to be it headphones or your monitor speakers, whatever, and that'll kind of ease some of this, growing pains. I've done it, and a lot of times Windows seems to kind of backfill, and they'll kind of go back on what you've already set as your default. So don't depend on that. And like we've stated before on Pat's Tech Talk, you always want to pull up your stream on another device, be it a cell phone, a tablet, another computer, whatever you got. If you're streaming, hit the unmute button, listen to yourself, tell your audience, tell your chat, tell your stream viewers that, hey, give me a second, let me make sure everything's squared away. That way you can hear, make sure your desktop audio is coming through, your game audio, make sure your audio is coming through right, make sure everything's kind of squared away, make sure your webcam isn't lagging, there's no latency, anything like that. Your voice is coming out, and then half a second later your lips are moving. Things like that tend to make streams a little uncomfortable for the viewer, and we want to get all of that out. I run into it all the time, and I'm a self-proclaimed aficionado on this stuff, so it happens. It's going to happen to you, it's going to happen to everybody. You just want to make sure that you get those growing pains out of the way, and you know how to self-diagnose and fix on the fly. The worst thing to do, and we've been over this before, is trying to troubleshoot a problem while you're streaming, because you don't want to end your stream, have to restart your stream if you can avoid it, because you tend to lose viewers that way. These are just little things that I've kind of picked up along the way. But the majority of this is going to be how to set up a scene, how to put those templates, those free ones. I don't really agree with paying for them, but hey, if you pay somebody, a graphic designer, to make them for you, you still got to be able to put them on your Streamlabs. So that's what we're kind of going to go over today. I'm going to make a new scene in my Streamlabs. We'll set it up from scratch, nothing on there, and then we'll go and we'll add everything in that we need to, and I'll show you how to do that stuff. Try to keep these videos short, but I tend to ramble, so apologies. But let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so what we're going to do is, this is just the normal thing I usually tend to use for my YouTube stuff. I've already got my camera here and everything, so don't pay attention to this. This is already all set up clearly. It's got my mic here, it's got all my properties, my filters, everything. Now, the first thing we want to talk about is overlays, okay? If you go through Streamlabs OBS or whatever you're using, they tend to offer overlays through their program. Now, overlays is like a template that you would use to have, your webcam borders. It auto kind of figures out what you want through your monitor, through your webcam, and it just throws it into some scenes for you. It does basically everything for you, but it doesn't customize your stuff. we're going to start with that, and then we will go from there. So we're going to go in here to Streamlabs OBS, their themes kind of store, and we're going to basically, you're going to go up here to the top left. You'll see this little ruler and pencil. It'll say themes. You'll click on it. And what I like to do, because Streamlabs is going to want to try to sell you on things that's going to pay them money, clearly. So they have a Prime membership. It's like $20 a month, and it unlocks a lot of these things for you, just a copious amount of things for you. But as you're a new streamer, you don't need to have to stream to YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch at the same time, which is one of the things they offer. You don't need to pay for these fancy animated themes and overlays. It's too much for right now. There's plenty of free things out there. You can go on Google and you can look up overlays, or, you know, yeah, granted, you might pay a graphic designer $10-15 to build you an overlay with your logo in it, your colors in it. But I'm telling you, you can go through here. You can pick what colors you want. You can pick what kind you want. So say we'll go generic variety, and then we'll type in free, right? Okay. These are all your free generic and variety overlays. Like, there's a ton. Well, this is all together, but say I wanted to go, because I hit free, it didn't do it. But all right, say we want to go generic, variety, and free. You got what? 2 pages of nothing but overlays that you can just choose from. Nothing fancy. There's some animated ones, but those are mostly just stream transitions and, you know, little things that kind of pop like this. Some of these aren't animated. Honestly, I kind of like the no animated because it doesn't draw too much to the eye that pulls away from your gameplay. All these have a ton of things, banners with, you know, who's donating, who's following you, bits, everything, subs. They'll all be listed here, and it auto downloads that stuff from your Twitch, from your Facebook, from your YouTube. It's already built in. So it's a ton of help, and it's so easy just to install this theme. I'm going to pick one that I'm just going to basically pick a random one, and then we're going to work from there, and then we'll go into how to build one from scratch. Okay, so first thing you're going to notice is you're going to get all these windows and all these things in your live scene. Now this particular one that I had downloaded, it has a background image added. We'll go over that in a second, but I needed to add this display capture in so you could see what I was doing. So you're not going to have this display capture, and you're going to have this background. So it'll look like this when you download. Now I need y'all to be able to see what I'm doing, so I had to add this in myself. Again, we'll go over all this later. So first thing I'm going to do, now you're going to notice that my mic probably sounds worse because I don't have any of my filters on. The volumes are going to be all over the place, but again, we'll go over that stuff later. This is just what you're going to have raw. First thing we want to do is we're going to add in our webcam so that it looks a little more kosher and you can see me, because, hey, I like to see myself. So adding things in this is again, it's user-friendly. Hit the add button. Go to whatever you think would be something that sounds like it's going to capture you. You can even read them. It might be media source. Well, no, media source is how you add videos. Maybe it's, window capture. Well, no, window capture is how do you capture browsers and programs. Maybe video capture. Oh, here we go. Built-in webcams, capture cards, all those things. This is what we're looking for. So we're going to want to add source. Now, again, I'm using SLOBS OBS, so it already had my webcam in there. But say it didn't. Add new source, name it webcam 1, whatever. Add source, and then for your device, find that camera. Okay. Now, once you do all that, you can change everything, and you can change your resolutions and your colors and your color ranges, and you can configure your video settings and all these other things. Granted, webcams don't like to be used all at the same time, but you figure all that out, and then you click done, and it would be in there. I'm going to go through and do it just because mine's already in here. Add source, and just click my webcam, because webcams can't be used at the same time. So if I added webcam 1, it's not going to show anything. Add source, drag it over, make it the size of your webcam window. And what you want to do, though, let's go ahead and delete this one because it did add it, even though you're going to want to drag this down below your webcam frame or whatever it's called in the one you pick. It might be called webcam window, whatever. But if you drag it below it, it puts the border over it and makes it look a little better. Now again, that's just a little tidbit of information, and we'll go over the rest of that stuff later. But I needed to show y'all this so that when I do start going through the other things in a second, through the other clip that I have, you'll know why my webcam's already there and why wasn't yours there. Well, you got to add all that stuff, and I had to do it to make the video make sense. But that's why you're not going to see what I'm doing, quote unquote, technically. But yeah, just letting you know. A random one on there. Now look, you can tell my camera's not cropped. You can see my lights at the top over here in my webcam little box. You can see that I don't have my filters on my webcam, so that I look a little, my colors are a little off. It did incorporate my subs and my followers, but you know, everything, it's just a stock thing that throws it in there, okay? First thing we want to do is get rid of this stock screen that it just comes with because it wanted to look cool and have you like some type of gameplay footage. It even says delete me at the bottom. We'll go ahead and just take that out of there, delete it. If you scroll to the bottom of your sources, I'll have to show you in a second because I don't have my screen capture on clearly, but we're just going to get that out of there. So what we want to do, in order to be able to show you this and you kind of understand what I'm doing, I had to add this display capture in. Basically what this does is, I will walk you through it, but you're going to have to do this anyway. I just had to add it in before I could get it to video so that you can see what I'm doing as I'm doing it. But so just click on the scene, the one that it starts you off at whenever you install these overlays. You want to add a source. Click the add button here, and again, Streamlabs does a very good job being user friendly. It tells you exactly what each of these does. So if I want to add an image, granted it's pretty clear, but say you don't know what media source means. This is how you would add videos or sound clips, and these are the types that it would support. Or a window capture. Oh, you might be confused and think window capture would be what you want to choose, right? If you read it though, it walks you through, this is more for browsers and programs. So if you just want it to capture your Apex window or your Google Chrome window, you would click that, and that's all it's going to capture. It's not going to capture your background. Say you've got the screen kind of minimized a little bit. It's not going to capture any of that. Display capture is what we want to use. This is going to capture the entire monitor, everything that's going on that monitor. So you want to click display capture, and again, it tells you that right here, primary monitor or secondary monitor or whatever. You want to click add source, and then you want to choose. So this isn't going to be here. It's going to want you to make a new one. So name it whatever you want, you know, gaming monitor, whatever. And then you want to click add source, right? So once you do that, it's going to add it, whatever, and then you can choose, but it's already added it on there. I have two different monitors, so you can choose between which one. If you're confused, just click on it. Okay, that's not the right one, clearly, because that's not the one I'm using, so I need to go back to one. You do that, you can either have the cursor on there or not, doesn't really matter, and then you click done, and you're finished. Problem is, it adds it to the top. Every source you add is going to add it to the top. So what you want to do is you want to drag it down your source line. Everything basically is going to be in front of your display capture. So drag this all the way to the bottom. Boom. Now everything is going to be stacked on top of your display capture for your gaming monitor. All right, so say you have a secondary monitor, right? You can come down here. These little eyeballs you see is how you hide and unhide things. So say I added my second monitor on here, and it's down here with my gaming monitor, and I don't want you seeing it, right? I'll have it hidden. I'll click the hide button. I'm going to hide it for a second just so you know how it works. I'm going to click it, boom, and it's gone. You can't see it anymore. Unhide it, boom, it's up. You want to show somebody something on YouTube? Unhide your secondary monitor, pull it up, show them whatever, and then hide it again. It's that simple. You can also use this as a way to get rid of some of these overlays. Say you don't like how busy this header is. You don't like how busy this thing is down here. Let's hide it. Let's just click the little hide button. Boom, it's gone. Nobody can see it. You've gotten it out of there without deleting it and having to go through the hassle of adding it back later. Sometimes that could be a hassle. Then you got to move your sources around. Sometimes it might not have saved. There's all kinds of things. You just hide it. Hide it, and then if you know for sure after 6 months using this overlay you're never going to use that thing, then you can delete it, whatever. It's not a terrible, hard thing to add back in, but it's just easier to do it that way. You also notice that everything on here is unlocked. The little lock is unlocked. So what that means is I can go in here with this gaming monitor and I can move it around, right? Oh, we don't want to do that. That's, you know. Or say it didn't incorporate it when you brought in the scene and now everything's kind of, you know, it's off. It's stretched or something. You need to make it so that it fits the screen. Once you get it squared away, lock it. So that way, if I'm up here messing with things and I'm trying to move these around like right here, I don't accidentally grab the thing I've already got perfected. I've already got it in its right spot because I've already locked it. I've locked it. You can't unlock it. All right, say this header's back, okay? And I need to move it around. I'm going to unlock it. I'm going to go up here and I'm going to drag it. Say I want it at the top. It's a little too busy at the bottom. I want it at the top. I can go up here and I can move it around and find the center and move it there. Your mouse is not going to let you make those finite details. Mouse is more for big movements. Okay, I want it down here somewhere. I want it up in the middle here somewhere. But you want it centered. Centered as best you can with your mouse. 603 on one side, 599 on the other. Then use your arrow keys. Left, it moves it 1 pixel at a time. 1, 2. So now you're 601 on each side. You are perfectly in the middle of your window now. You want to move it a couple of pixels down, a couple of pixels up. Use your arrow keys. Don't use your mouse for those finite movements, because if I try to center this with my mouse, it's just not going to let me. It's just too hard. You get it close enough, then you can kind of arrow key it to where it's 601, 601, or you know, whatever. Once it's in a good spot, you like where it's at, lock it. Now I can't go up here. Oh, that's the wrong window. I can't go up here and mess with this. That's a perfect example of why you lock things. I'm trying to click the header, but this other thing is in the way. So this alert box is in the way. Let me lock this alert box. Now I can't click on either of them because they're both locked. I want to move my header. Scroll down to header. Let me unlock it. Now I can move it some. That's why you lock things. A lot of these things stack on top of each other. You might not be able to see it, like the alert box. Your alert box is not supposed to be seen unless something happens. So, boom.
Give me the loot.
That's my alert
box.
Olsen
cheered. X1, $1 just because I'm a nice guy.
That's where your alert's going to show up. So you don't even know that that's there unless the alert happens. You want to put that somewhere else. You don't like how it's stacked on top of your header here. Move it over here. Make it a little smaller. You know, change the volume of it. You can also do that down here in your mixer. So my webcam's in the way. Let me hide my webcam. Go down here, hide the box, hide the webcam itself. Now I can go in here and change my alert volume. That was really loud, so let me turn it down some. Find a good spot for it. Or mute it altogether if you want to. Say you're in a really intense battle royale game and you don't want your audios. You can either mute it up here, mute event sounds, or you can mute it down here. Let me unhide my webcam. Boop, boop. There we go. We're back. So that's this hide. This hide thing, I'm telling you, you're going to utilize this a lot, especially if you have a Stream Deck, which can be a little pricey, but it helps you not having to go to the second window, get your mouse off your screen, get out of the window, go to your Streamlabs, go and find the hide button and then click it. You can just program it to a button on your Stream Deck and click off. That'll be another video for another day, but very useful. I actually have mine wired where I can just click a button and it hides all my webcam stuff. Okay, so this over here is it'll be like your chat window. I don't like having this up while I'm gaming because most people, if they're watching you on Twitch or whatever, they already have the chat box pulled up because it just does it natively. So if you want that hidden and you don't like it there, again, all this stuff is going to be labeled. You know, you can lock them, So you can't move them, and then you can hide them. Just get them out of there. I don't want those there. Now these things, these little donation things, if you want those there, fine. If not, you want them somewhere else. What I like to do with things that are grouped like this, make a file, boop, name it, you know, banner for your stuff, whatever. Okay, you made a file. Drag these things all in there. Okay, so let's see if we can start with this. Recent follower, recent subscriber, top donation, all these things that are that's not in there. Now, once it's in that file, so now you can move it all at one time. There we go. So you can move it all at one time when it's in a file like that. I tend to always put my my donations, my bits, my things of that nature into a... My mic sounds like crap, probably. I don't have any of my properties in here. No, I don't. I apologize. New scenes, stuff like that, it's not going to bring the stuff we talked about before as far as filters. So let me go ahead and add my filters in here. In order to do that, all you got to do is, okay, say you haven't watched any of my other videos yet. That's fine. Watch my audio settings video and go in here and add your filters. But if you've already done that, you've already added them to a scene or whatever, and you want to make this new scene following my instructions, what you want to do is just switch scenes to the one that it has on there. And then you go to your mic, you go to your filters, and you click copy filters. You see my webcam is better looking. I've got the colors. It's a little cropped and stuff. We're going to do all that. That's why my other stuff looks like crap. We're kind of doing this in a bit in reverse, but just bear with me. Click copy filters. Go back to your... And then you want to go and paste filters. All right. Now my audio probably sounds a little better. I had forgotten to do that. Again, I'm an idiot. So... we've done all this. We moved this around, whatever. We like where it was. We're gonna put it up at the top here. All right, and then we'll, you know what, we're like where our header was earlier. Let's unlock it. Let's lock this in place here. Let's put our header back at the bottom. I liked it down there. Okay. Let's get it centered. 601, 601. I actually did that with the mouse. Surprisingly, usually that's not the case. Trust me. Lock it back. Make sure you lock them back if you're done with them, because I'm telling you, when you're trying to click around the stuff, it gets annoying. Alert box. We're going to go ahead and lock that. We like where it's at. We've already adjusted the audio. We've minimized it a little bit. We put it over here so it'll only pop up occasionally, and it looks good. All right. So what else do we have here? YouTube name, Twitter name. These things are below this webcam here, right? Your name, your name. So I can go in here, double click it, and I can change it. Whatever it was set as, it just has your name clearly. I go in here and I put, you know, the Gunslinger 09. Boom. Hey, look, Gunslinger 09 right there. Look at that. Hey, I want to change my Twitter name. Double click it. The Gunslinger 09. Wow. That's a little repetitive. So what I would do is I would either put my YouTube name there, or, you know, or something that may be different. So you have, you know, your socials and that have a little bit of, you know, my YouTube is Pat's Tech Talk, but my Twitch and Twitter and stuff is the Gunslinger 09. So I would have that on there. Okay. So you've got this squared away, right? Look, but say like when I put them in the, I'm already starting to notice things. These are things you're going to have to fiddle with. You want to make sure it looks all squared away, but you see that the design for this is on top of the names for your, you know, your recent subs, your recent followers, your recent donations, and it's not aligned very well. So what you want to do is go into your banner, click down, and you want to rearrange this stuff. You want the names to be on top. You don't want these to be on top. So just drag them on top of them. Put them, it's all about order in this. You want to make sure things stack correctly. Okay. Once you do all that, then you need to go in here, and it looks like it's a little, the alignment's a little off. So come in here, grab the alerts thing, and just unlock it and drag it a little bit so it lines up even more evenly. Again, it's not letting me do it with my mouse very accurately, so I'm going to go in here with my arrow keys, and then I'm going to now it's all lined up well. Everything is centered. Lock it. Now look, everything's lined up. I'm assuming it's alert is what I actually should have put at the bottom here. Why is it not? Oh, I locked. No, is it because I locked it? No, it's not. Okay. So we want to drag this to the bottom. Now you've got your white lettering that's not faded and everything's stacked perfectly and it looks good, it looks crisp. These are types of things like even now, I just saw it and I just figured it out. So it's all about order on how things stack in order for them to look good. Everything's locked, nothing's hidden. Just, minimize that file so it's not so in the way. And now look, everything looks crisp and clean. For this header, now this is just a generic header. You can put whatever you want to in here. You can go in, add, a bit goal or a donation goal or a follower goal. Let's do follower goal, okay? Or actually, let's do like a sub goal or whatever. You can pick whatever you want to, or you can put just a text and put your handle down there. Gunslingers09 or thanks for watching. Whatever you want to do. Say if you were going to put the text on there, you'd add it. Go in here, I want to add a new source, say thanks, and then click add source. Okay, and then go in here, make thanks, and then change your fonts. Go in here, change the font size, all these to change the color of it. Say you want to go in here and make it red. Click a red, or you want a specific color that from the stream. So click this little thing, and what this does is it picks up the colors. Say I want it this purple right here. I'm going to go and I'm going to put my arrow over that purple. Now it finds the exact purple that you're talking about or as close to it as you can. And now that's what those words are going to be. Okay. Now I got thanks on here. Find it. Hold on for a second. It did not. I did the wrong thing. Okay. That's the background color. I'm stupid. Click the color here. Find out your little purple spot. It's kind of small. I picked probably the worst one, but whatever. Okay, now that's your color. All right, there we go. Trial and error, folks. Trial and error. All right, you want to put that there, and then you drag it, make it the perfect size, center it with your arrow keys if you need to. Whatever. All right, close enough. All right, so now it's centered. Boom. There you go. There's your header. It looks like crap, but whatever. It's just saying. All right, you don't want that there. Either delete it or hide it. I'm just going to delete it because that's awful looking. Say you want a subscriber goal down there. That's cool looking, right? So what do? Click here. You find subscription goal. Okay. This is going to have how many subscribers you already have. And then it's going to have your goal of what you want it to be. Basically, it moves up per. So right now, say I've got 36 subscribers, but I want to make it to 50, whatever. Goal amount will make it 50 subscribers. I want 50 subscribers. Cool, right? All right, you can go in here and you can change the date. So I want 50 subscribers by September 1st of 2021. All right, and your starting amount. Sometimes it pulls it in from Twitch. Most of the time it does. I'm going to say that this might actually do it, but you might have to go in and import it from Twitch itself. This is just the stock Streamlabs one, but you can go in there with your Twitch widgets and stuff, and you can go in there and put it yourself, but whatever. All right, so say I've got, 35. My sample goal, put sub goal. Woo! Start goal. I won't put it in the right format. Jesus. There we go. There we go. So that's what it's going to look like. Your zeros down here, 50's down here. I'm at 35. I'm 70% there, and I got 35 days to go. Boom. Done. All right. We go down here. Maybe, put it down a little bit. And now we got that in here. We got that in our little fancy header. Whatever. Whatever you want to do. The world's your oyster when it comes to this stuff. We can center it and fancy it up, whatever. But maybe I want to put that there. Again, it doesn't matter. Just put whatever you want to put there. I'm going to delete that because I don't really care. I don't really like headers anyway. 'Cause again, it's too busy. I don't like it. So we're going to go down here and we're going to hide it. Boom. All right, now webcam. This is where you can go in here and edit your webcam stuff. For whatever reason, it looks like crap. It's very pale. It's in bad resolution. So let's crank that up to 1080. All right, now we're looking a little better. Now you're seeing some features, right? But what did it do? It made it too big. So match output FPS, we're just going to put that on 30 just to keep it so it's not bogging down some, you know, whatever. We'll go over this in a different video because this is its own little thing, but you can add filters on it, whatever you want to do. But look, oh no, it's giant. This is weird. Oh no, that's because it was set for a very small resolution and now you made it big. So just adjust it. Make sure it's in your little window where you want it to be. If it's not letting you move it, what do? Use the arrow keys. Okay. All right. So now we're good. And we're in, you know, now I want to add filters to it. I want to side click. I want to click down here, add a filter. Then you can go in here and you can add all your stuff. You can add, you know, everything. Well, again, that's another topic for another day. But you see how you can see my lights here? In my normal stream, these are not in there. You know why? Because I cropped it. I cropped my image. That's another thing. You can go in here. I mean, you can do all kinds of cool stuff with your camera. That's just going to have to be another video. But honestly, this isn't bad. You can adjust your audio for your desktop. Right now, it's like, let me see. Now my webcam's in the way, so you hide it. Let me hide my frame. Go down to your mixer. Look, it's auto starts this thing cranked up to 100. You don't want it there. You want it down here somewhere, and you can adjust this. I like to keep mine down in here somewhere because I don't want my gaming audio overpowering my voice audio. Find a good spot, stream a couple times, see where you like it. Make sure you're in your properties, you're on whatever you want it to come from. If you're playing on this monitor, and that's where you want the audio to pull from, click there. Now it's going to pull audio from that desktop. You have your other one added, which we didn't add that monitor, but if you add that other monitor, then now that's going to be a audio choice. Get your alerts in here. What I like to do is I always mute my webcam because most webcams have a built-in mic, and it's going to auto mute it, but I like to do it anyway just in case. I like to mute my headers, anything like that might have, you know, maybe it's adding some of that like electrical nonsense in there that you see, but I don't know. I like to mute everything that's not my mic and not my alerts and my desktop audio, but that's just me. All right, so you want to go here and you want to lock everything in that you've already adjusted. Everything is looking pretty good right now. We're pretty solid. So granted, we didn't adjust the webcam. The webcam still looks like poop, but you know, again, another thing for another day. We're good. Our live scene is done. You can name it live scene. You can name it gaming scene or desktop scene. You can rename it whatever you want to do. You just right click it and rename it. Now you get into the other stuff. This overlay that we downloaded had a starting soon screen and a be right back screen. Let's go ahead and pop on over to those. All right, your be right back screen. Again, since we changed our webcam, it's going to be a little giant, but let's go ahead and adjust that and bring it in here. Oh, again, that's why you want to lock stuff, because now it's trying to grab the wrong thing. Let's lock the be right back screen so I can grab this. All right. Trial by error, folks. Get it in here. Get it nice and tight. All right, cool. So now we got our be right back screen. Some people like to throw this up. Some people like to throw up a little, message in this block and not have webcam at all. You might want to put your chat box in here. I personally think that that's a good idea because it gives people something to, oh, I see my name here. It's big old blank space you got right next to over here. This blank, you can't see it, but I'm pointing over there. Put a chat box there. So, all right. So say you're in your be right back screen. You're not in this screen. This is just so you can see what I'm doing. You want to put your chat log in there, right? Okay, you go in here, you go to your widgets and you find your chat box, whatever. Go to, There it is. Jesus. All right, you want to add your chat box. You click add, and then you find it, and you hit add source. Let's go old school. I like the old school look. I don't know why, but I just do. All right. Make sure that's on top, so if somebody was to say something, it would pop up. Let's mute everything, and then we will give something that pops up. Okay, so we need to clearly adjust that, but the font size would be different. So again, you want to mess with it, but that's a little too big, clearly. But you'd go in here and you would just adjust everything. But now that would show up in that box, okay? Put whatever you want to on here. Put your socials on here. Put whatever you want. It's fairly easy. If you say you like your webcam border, right? Oh, I like my webcam border. It looked cool. Okay. I like how it had my socials under it, right? So what you would do is, all right, so say you like your webcam border, right? You want to click your sources button. So say we're in our live scene. I'm going to have to switch that so you can see what I'm doing. We're in our live scene. You need to find out what it's called, which is called webcam frame, okay? And it is a media source, all right? That's what it is. It's a media source, and it's called webcam frame. So you switch back over to your Be Right Back screen. You click the Add button, and you click on Media Source, and it'll be in there. So Be Right Back, boop, Media Source, Add, Webcam Frame. You can't see what I'm doing, but that's how you do it. All right, boom. Now it's on there. Now we just got to drag and make it fit. Okay. So now you've got your cool little lightning things, right? And now you can go in here and you can add text by saying, you know, Gunslinger09, just like the other one. There's all kinds of things you can do to change this up. You can incorporate things from your other scenes into this. There's a ton of things you can do. You just got to kind of think a little bit outside the box and have patience. It's really not complicated. But that's really it. You want to have a, you know, starting soon screen. Look, there already is one. Boom, it's right here. It comes with one. You want to put your socials on here? Go in here to your sources sign, click the add button, click text, and add them on the screen. It's very simple. It's very easy. Everything is self-explanatory. I self-taught myself Streamlabs. I'm not a smart person, but it's easy. It's simple. Now, once you've done all that, it auto saves to the cloud. So you don't have to worry about anything losing or going away. I've got all these different scene transitions. I've never had to hit a save button. I've got all of them. I've got them all here. It's that easy. Rename all your scenes. You can go in here and add. See how everything's rosy right now? I look very, very good. My contrast is good. I look like the colors are popping. These are all filters. There's so many things you can do in Streamlabs, and there's even more things you can do in just OBS to change what everything looks like. You just gotta have, like, all these things I've added. I've got the Pat's Tech Talk stuff here with the emblems. All that is just images I added from Google, and then a PNG, so you can see, like, there's no background. Same thing over here. That's a logo I had made for $10 from some Twitter graphic designer that hit me up, and then I added the Twitter and the Twitch logos myself, and I just spaced them out where I liked them and threw them on the screen. It's very easy. I've never paid for an overlay. I think that's stupid. Some people do. Some people like having the transitions made for them. You can go in here, you can make transitions to where it kind of fades from one to the other and does all the cool stuff, and you can do whatever you want. It's so user-friendly, and it's pretty. If you're technologically intuitive, even in the slightest, it's so easy to do. I'm telling you, I know there's a lot of hiccups when I was doing it just now with you guys. Mostly it was because I couldn't capture what I was trying to show you, or because I made a new scene. My mic probably sounded like crap because it didn't carry over my filters, but it's so easy. You just got to kind of realize what's going on, what's going wrong, and what to look for, and ask, Google it. There's so many videos just like what I'm doing here. There's blogs, they're everywhere, and they walk you through it word by word. You go to streamlabs.com, I'll link that in my description, and they have a ton of articles on it. Everything you need to do, top to bottom. And they're the ones that made the software, so I think they know. It's simple. It really is. I'm a visual learner, so I like to make videos about this kind of stuff, and then I tend to post a blog with images and screenshots with words. Some people are that way. Some people can learn that way better. I like videos because it's just simple. You can pause it, do your thing, and then unpause it, and it's just nice. You can see everything as it's going on. But hope you all enjoyed. This video is probably going to be chopped up pretty bad because I was all over the place. It was very hard to capture scenes, and I'm using Streamlabs as my recording software, so it kept wanting to like interfere with what I was trying to show you guys. So that's on me. This video is probably going to be a crap one, but I tried. Leave comments for any type of suggestions on what you might want to see, anything that I can improve on, and I hope you all have a fantastic night. Take care.